My next guest is the artist Kanwar Singh, a Canadian artist who this month launched his exhibition, The Art of Punjab. Kanwar, good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Tell me what was it sounds obvious because it's called The Art of the Punjab, but I want to kind of dig deeper into that. What is the inspiration for you? What is at the heart of this exhibition?
Well, first of all, I want to say that this is not just an exhibition. This is actually a bit bigger than that. This is a permanent gallery space that we've created in London, sort of Slough area. And for myself, I've been working with Art of Punjab. I launched it about 10 years ago. And what I focus on is Sikh history, and specifically more the Sikh narrative, so using art as a way, as sort of an education platform and as a way to tell the story of sort of the Sikh people from the very beginning when the religion started with Guru Nanak all the way up until, it became an empire 300 years later.
It's always an important time. Actually, specifically now, I feel that the education about what the Sikh faith is and what it means, because wherever Sikhs are outside of the Punjab, they do tend to be in the minority, do they not? But yet in terms of what they achieve, both spiritually, financially, politically, in Canada especially, they punch way above their weight, don't they?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's why this gallery has been a very special project. More than just doing an art exhibit, and I've done that for my 10-year career. This was what can we really do? And this, where we launched it, it's in Slough, Guru Manyo Granth Gurdwara. The Gurdwara is only 2 years old, and where the gallery is set, it's not somewhere buried in sort of the hallways of the Gurdwara. It is in prime prime retail space right at the front, right upon pretty much as soon as they were done building the Gurdwara, they set aside the space at the front, and that was going to be like a gallery, and it's 7,000 square foot space. So it's not about doing anything small. It's not some pop-up art show that's going to go away. This is kind of an ongoing gallery project that's both focused on exhibiting my work, but also marrying that with what the sort of education platform the Gurdwara themselves want to create, because as well as a gallery, they have a school for kids, as well as all the usual Gurdwara functions.
That's important. How important is art? Because for so many Asian families, it's about medicine, it's about law, it's about engineering. But how important is art? Do you think art and artists are often overlooked?
I think we overlook them at our own peril, and especially in our culture. We have sort of the immigrant mindset, which is, you're coming to a new country, and your parents. My dad was an engineer, and he was your typical math whiz type of person, and so for him the emphasis was very much on us, having a secure background. But I was still fortunate that he still like many of my teachers in school would say, your boy's got talent in this area. So he allowed me to pursue that. And I think it's just really important for a culture, because at the end of the day, yes, we'll need our doctors and lawyers and accountants, and, they're the backbone of your society, but you sort of need someone to speak for your community. And that's where the role of the artists come in.
You paint on an extraordinarily epic level. I mean, I'm just looking at, is it Baba Jujhar Singh?
Yeah.
It's an extraordinary painting. If you could describe that to our listeners.
Okay. Well, when
Without
I
having it in
started,
front of you, I can imagine.
yeah, okay, so I'll my best with that one. So when I started my platform, which was outofpunjab.com, what I wanted to do was sort of tell a really grand narrative. So, whatever I started a specific painting and then I moved forward from that. And each painting sort of fills in this timeline of Sikh history in my head. So the Baba Jujhar Singh painting, for those who don't know, he was the son of 10th Guru, Guru Gobind Singh. And that painting describes Shahidi, martyrdom. Because of both Guru Gobind Singh attained martyrdom at that battle, the Battle of Chamkor. So it basically, the painting emphasizes a couple of different things. Even though he's in a pitched battle, the idea is also to connect with the spiritual aspect of Sikhi. So in his face, there is not a lot of anger. There's anger and hostility all around him. But in his face, I'm conveying just a sense of peace. So my paintings are about the historical story, sort of the narrative that we've grown up with, the stories that kids hear from their parents and, generation from generation, because it's more of an oral history. And then this, as my own spiritual journey progresses and as I learn more, I try to put that into the painting so that it's more than just, I certainly, away from the idea of sort of the religious iconography sort of paintings that we've had in the past, which is just sort of like the halos and that stuff.
Yeah.
I get away from that. I want to tell this incredible story and hopefully sort of awaken, I see the work as kind of a door.
Kanwar, I'm going to interrupt you for a second because the line is getting worse and I want people to hear what you have to say. So we're going to take a break, play another track and try and get you on a clearer line.
Okay.
Because you're not currently in the UK. It's 11 minutes to 12. We'll come back and hear from Kanwar Singh. If you go to Art of the Punjab, you can see his extraordinary work. It's artofpunjab.com. And while you're listening to this music, you can see some of the work that he's done. It really is stunning. Kanwar Singh is with us, the Canadian artist. Is there room for the abstract, Kanwar, within religious paintings, do you think, without it being disrespectful?
Well, you know what? I can only speak for myself as an artist. So for me, my style, it just sort of continues to evolve, and I try to move into between a space of sometimes the work is looser and more abstract, and sometimes the work is more sort of like defining. I put ideas and hidden messages in all of my paintings for people to uncover. As far as, is there room for the abstract? That really depends. It's sort of like it can get a bit wobbly where you just kind of like don't really know what a painting is about. And abstract art can be sort of, ambiguous enough. With religious, I don't want to say my work is religious. I'm just really, I focus on like a Sikh narrative, and religion is just a big part of it. For my work personally, there's a strong storytelling aspect to it. So I lean towards representational work.
Mm. How do you also engage young people? I mean, this is important for the Sikh faith to evolve, to grow. There has to be an awareness that connects with the younger audience, isn't there?
Yeah, absolutely. So that's actually a really big part of what we're doing here too. Like, we wanted to create this gallery space to show that like Gurdwara, like our Sikh temples aren't just about, gold domes and fancy chandeliers. What we've done here is devote an enormous amount of energy and resources to creating like just a really beautiful world-class gallery space, which would just surprise anyone, when you step into it. Quite honestly, I didn't see it until it launched. I was working overseas, contributing work, but when I actually walked in, I was just blown away by just the design and just the thought that had been put into this enormous space. And I hope that, like, for young generations, like, we have a strong component of education as part of the gallery. So we want to so when we launched it, we had work contributed by young artists from the community as well that we also displayed. So we're hoping to say, like, hey, look at this incredible space we've created. And so when you as a young artist create work, there are going to be, like, spaces for your work to go. So that hopefully is a very sort of encouraging message for them.
Absolutely. It's an incredible project, and I'm glad you clarified the fact that this isn't just a one-off, this isn't a pop-up, this is a permanent exhibition space which is existing in Slough and will be open for people to come and visit regardless of their faith. Indeed, that is, of course, the very sense, the essence of what a Gurdwara is about. So, Kanwar, thank you for joining us today on the BBC Asia Network. It's been great speaking to you. And if you want to go to the exhibition, The Art of Punjab, it's at Slough's Guru Manohar Granth Gurdwara, and it is there now, showcasing paintings, periods from Sikh history.